Alright guys, today we are making Sloppy Joe. So, you can use ground beef, perfectly fine, but I have a low cost option, and that is ground turkey. And this one, it's a different brand than I usually use, but I'm going to try it out. This is by Honeysuckle, and let's see, the ingredients. Yeah, it's natural preservative and ground turkey. So, good to go. If you find one that has a bunch of junk in it, I'd avoid it. These are perfectly fine though. So, cut it open. Now, if you see my other videos, you know that these might require a little bit of manual opening, or manually separating, I mean to say. It is a frozen meat, and it really likes to kind of grab its shape. So we do want some finer particles, but big chunks are fine for Sloppy Joe. Other recipes going to need to be a little bit smaller. Going to need to knock it down, but this is perfectly fine. We're going to need to add about 1/4 cup of water, and that's going to help move heat around. So turkey is so lean that in fact it'll actually stick and burn and cook unevenly, so we do need a little bit of water in there. I might add a little bit more. We'll see how this goes, how this comes out. All right, I'm going to keep on breaking these pieces down into smaller pieces. I'll continue cooking, and we'll cut back when it's about ready. We're not adding any seasonings to this meat. We're going to add all the seasoning to the sauce. All right, guys. Well, I'll see you when this is fully cooked. All right, so we're back, and our ground turkey is fully cooked. We have a fair amount of water left over. We're going to reduce the heat and let this boil off. We're going to go get started on our sauce. All right. So our sauce, we are going to have 1 6-ounce can of tomato paste. All right, we're going to use this can to measure out 1 can of water. All right, so we've got our spices. This is 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, Italian seasoning, and crushed red pepper. And there is 1 tablespoon of chopped dried onion. We're doing this in a microwave, and I just want to make sure everything is at least wet. All right, we've got 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. And we've got an option here. I have got 1 tablespoon of stevia or 2 tablespoons of stevia. Now I'm also going to use molasses. So I'm going to opt for the 1 tablespoon of stevia and 1 tablespoon of molasses. That's going to take a minute. So you're probably thinking that molasses is carbs, and you're right, it is. For 1 tablespoon, it's about 16 grams of carbs. Now this is making between 6 and 8 servings, so that divides down to right around 2 grams of carbs per serving. And I'm okay with that. If you're not, yeah, go with the extra stevia. But I think the added flavor of the molasses is definitely worth it for those little bit of 2 grams of carbs. All right, I'm going to go ahead and microwave this for 2 minutes. You know what? Actually, I'm going to microwave it for 1 minute, give it a stir, and put it back in for another minute. All right, I'll see you guys then. All right, guys. So, you can see most of the water has evaporated. A little bit left. That's fine. We have our sauce is done, as you can see right there. It's sat for a few minutes while I was waiting for this meat to be ready. So, just going to add our sauce. Now, I don't like a really sweet Sloppy Joe. If you like If you like yours particularly sweet, go ahead and add a little bit more stevia, maybe 1 or 2 tablespoons. So this is to my liking. But like I said, if you like it sweeter, you can add a little bit. And those molasses really are not that many carbs. So you'd be okay even if you want to put an extra tablespoon. I just keep an eye on it after that, because you're going to start to get, they're going to start to add up. But this is about 6 to 8 servings. All right, I'm gonna let that keep on going. I'm gonna get this sauce to boil down to be a little bit thicker. So I'll cut to that in about a minute. All right, guys, there we go. That is our Sloppy Joe mix. Now, there are keto hamburger buns. You could absolutely use those. But I always have tortillas on hand. So I make what I call a sloppy roll. It's pretty simple. Just an egg white tortilla. Make them at home. Very easy. And Sloppy Joe mix. All right, guys. See you on the next video.